Bad girl boss.
Good morning, everyone. It is Neesha Singh, your host of Boss It Up on the Lot. This beautiful morning, I'm going to be doing this raw content every day for a podcast show that I have created. Once again, Boss on the Lot, and I'm really excited to announce it. A lot of you might be wondering why, and if a few of you know me, I have been wanting to do this for a while. I just never get the courage to do it. I always do funny videos on live stream on Facebook, but really haven't put content out there about my personal life or also why I do the things that I do. Sorry, my cats are everywhere. Um, Last night was probably the toughest thing I've ever done, was taking 72 takes to make sure I took probably 100 takes to get that intro right. So I hope you guys enjoyed my intro to Boss Up on the Lot. I was going to do this last night, but taking 100 takes was pretty exhausting. And by the time I saw the clock, I was like, oh, it's a little bit later than I thought. Chores needed to be done first. So thank you for joining me. I have to give myself a notebook to make sure I'm staying on task. Because if you've ever hung out with me or bought a car for me, I bounce around like all the time. I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD. I've self-diagnosed myself, maybe not ADHD, but ADD for sure. So, intro to my story. I know I kind of did a little bit into that. Why I'm doing this now. I want to make sure my content is being put out there. And I do want to reach like everyone, not just women. I want to be able to reach like the customer base to talk, and I want to be inviting to everyone that's not in sales. This is for your side perspective of what the salesperson goes through and what I'm thinking of. I can't speak on other people's behalf, and I'm hoping that my podcast does grow so I can invite other sales associates or managers that I've worked with in the past or other people from different dealerships and get their perspectives on why we do what we do. And I think it's really important that that gets out there because I don't think a lot of content is out there. It's just mostly like, sell the car, get the car. This is how it's going to get done. Low monthly payments. It's never about the salesperson side. Never about why I wake up and come to work every day to serve people. So that is why I want to tell my story. And then also just get a little bit personal about how the car industry has changed my life personally. Like I said, this is a lifestyle for me. It is not a job. It's not a career. It is my lifestyle. I have fell in love selling cars the day I hit the blacktop when I was 18 years old at a dealership. Was very fortunate enough to have an amazing GM that took me under his wing, took me outside. We went through the cars. He said, this is what you do. You explain the car, and then you just want to engage the customers and get them to want the car, pretty much. That's all he said. He said, and just become their friend. And I said, okay. And I did it. I practiced with him, role played, and he told me that I was very natural at it and that I had, what's that word? A niche for it. So I rolled with it and I was very successful my first month selling cars on the floor. I only sold 7, but in those 7 units, I made quite a bit of money. I'm not going to lie. And that's what kind of pushed me to want to do this because I have the gift of gab. And if you've ever met me, I can talk. And I've always been the girl that never shuts up. So it just really gave me the ability to just be myself and whoever I wanted to be constantly and not have to change for anyone else or just be me. And for me, that's really important because I am the underdog of my hometown. I mean, everyone can be an underdog in this sense, but I definitely, sorry, I don't want to get emotional. I was talking to my boyfriend about all this last night. I've always been the weirdo. I've always been the strange kid. I was really bullied for being different. I dyed my hair pink, I dyed it purple, I dyed it blue. I wore tutus to school. I know looking at me today probably wouldn't see that, right? But I was like punk rock, and then I wasn't, and then I was wearing different things, and then I turned country, and then I didn't know where I fit in. And then as an adult, it still happened to me. Like, I never really got along with other females, and that was really tough for me. My best friend and I, we no longer talk. Rest in peace, our relationship. Um, but today, she's still my best friend in heart. And, I made a lot of mistakes in my life too. And I know that that just comes with growing older. The car industry definitely allows me to overcome all of those emotions, overcome feeling like a loser, feeling weird, feeling like I don't belong. Because every day that I go to the dealership, I know I don't have to be best friends with everyone I work with. And that's with any job that you go to, right? But it allowed me to be best friends with people that I was selling cars to. And to them, I was like a hero instead of a zero. And so it felt really good. Sorry. I have to tell you that selling cars is more than having people give me a paycheck at the end of the day, because I've gone months where I haven't made anything. And I've gone months where I've struggled so much financially, but it's like an addiction for me. Like, I go out there and I can become anyone's best friend. And that's what I love the most about it. Sorry, I'm very passionate about selling vehicles, and I'm very passionate about becoming your best friend. This isn't just a paycheck for me. This is my livelihood. And I want to be successful without these people. I want to be successful without you. I want to be successful without my coworkers. I want to be successful without my dealership. So, and especially with all the managers that I've worked with in the past. And let me tell you, I've had some really great ones and I've had some mediocre ones. But I'm really happy that God has graced me with all these beautiful lessons, really graced me with a lot of tough tribulations to conquer. And I missed it. I missed being in the car industry. Those 4 years I was an electrician. I became an electrician because I needed to prove a point to the father of my child, because he's an electrician. And I told him, I remember one day we were on the phone and he said, Neesha, you will never know how hard this work is because all you do is sit there and talk. And he thought I wasn't working very hard. He thought that me taking care of her family and me being at work 12 hours a day and talking to guests and giving them my full amount of energy. Because if you've ever bought a car from me, it's not just, oh, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, let me take your money and get the hell out of here. Like, that's not how it is buying a car for me. Like, I want to get to know you. I want to know your family. I want to know your brother. I want to know your sister. Bring them in. Let's have dinner right now while you're buying this car. I want to hold your hand. I want to hug you. Like, seriously though, if you ever bought a car from me, it's seriously like that. Like, I have been told multiple times from customers that from my guest that I am so real and it's not a business transaction, and you don't feel like you're buying a car, because that's how important it is to me. It's so, so important to me that you get that experience. So when you come in, I'm going to make you feel amazing, because that's the way I want to feel when I go in. I want to feel like when I'm at a restaurant and I'm sitting down and that waitress is filling up my water, because nothing makes me happier than when my water is being filled up and you squeeze that lemon inside of that water, mix it up a little bit for me and bring it to me. That shit makes me happy. So I I'm just trying to make sure when you're coming to my dealership, the ones that I work at, that when you come in, you're leaving fat, happy, full, and you want to leave me a large ass tip. And that's exactly my mentality is every day. And they have this old school of selling cars mentality of we're not order takers. Well, the automotive industry is changing. And I've always believed I am an order taker. These people are coming on to our lot, our dealership, to be treated well. These cars aren't cheap. These start off at $30,000 or more now. Like 33, I think it's for an Outback. It's like $33,000 for a base Outback. And that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for me. And I've never accomplished being $1 million salesman. And whoever has, and if this ever gets famous, let me know. I want to come and shadow you for a month. I want to learn from you. I want to take everything that you have out of your mouth and put it in mine. And I want to be your best friend because, I want to attract everything that you're getting, girl or boy, like whatever you got going, let me know because this girl, I want to get there one day. I'm successful now because I feel successful because of the guest and the relationships that I've built. I'm not going to go about my wages on here, but I definitely love that I can feel full every day by my experiences with my guests and my interactions. So I really, really appreciate everyone's support, and I'm going to stop talking about that because I could talk about it all day long. And I have to follow along with my script. Not my script, but my bullet points. So I'm just going to make this one very raw and real because this is the first episode. I want you guys to get to know me. I don't want a lot of editing on this first one. So you can hear how my mind thinks and think about, see exactly how I am in person. Because, like I said, if you ever buy a car from me, this is how I am. I'm always like this. I am always enthusiastic and happy and cheerful and funny. And don't get me wrong, there's been some times and lately it has been like that where I'm feeling a little discouraged, under the weather, haven't given it my all. And I really beat myself up at night because I stopped doing my gift bags. Not going to say anything else about that, but I have deterred away because a lot of things are happening right now. Sorry, gotta get my cat out of here. Zipper. And I have to give a good reason on why I'm doing this right now, and that's part of it. Like, I am currently working on a stressful situation that's happening to me, and this incident has really slapped me in the face, made me kind of wake up and say, well, what am I going to do to change it? What am I going to do to make this better? Because if you don't do anything to change it, then it just keeps on happening, and you never find like a real outlet to do anything about it. I definitely have been urged to do this for months now. Like, in my spirit, in my mind, maybe my conscience, maybe my guardian angel is kind of pushing towards that for me. But I have been really wanting to talk about, the way that women and men, transgenders, non-binary, binary, LGBTQ community. Sorry, I'm not really knowledgeable about that. But, it's not just women in the dealership industry that get mistreated wrong. It's also everyone that works there. Like, I've worked with men that could have had a really good chance and been really successful. And because they didn't like the way he talked or didn't like the way he was or he was too soft, and they bullied him right out. And that's not fair. And I got told, don't be friends with that guy. He's weird. It's like, what? What are you talking about? That's the whole point of selling cars. You are weird. Everyone here is freaking weird. And for you to think that the next person that isn't working here isn't weird, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? Everyone that sells cars are the weirdest people I've ever met. Anyone in sales in general are the weirdest people I've ever met. And it's okay to be weird because that's what that kind of personality needs in order to be a good, successful salesperson. You have to be relatable, and that's what's most important. If you're not relatable, then you're not doing your job right. So that is why I'm doing this now. I'm giving a voice, one, to the salespeople, and two, to the customers, because I really do believe that the guests need to be treated differently. I definitely believe that as a salesperson, you have a lot of control over that. And I know it's about like taking care of them until they buy a car, and that's what we're always taught. But it's really gotta change. Like, it's really got to be more about becoming best friends. And I'll tell you this, I had one manager, and it was at my last dealership, tell me, we are not in the automotive industry for the money. We are in the automotive industry for the people. And I loved it. I was like, like someone finally relates to me. Someone finally gets it. Like, I love coming to work. You know, I've made like $1,000 this month on selling cars. I definitely want to be here just to meet the people. This is what keeps me going. Sometimes I cry, and sometimes I'm like banging my head against the wall, like, oh, the money sometimes isn't there, but the people are, and the people are what keeps me coming back and building those relationships and having people bring me cookies and people coming in to tell me their family jokes. And every time they're in family first service, they're showing me their kids, their mom, their dad, introducing me to everyone that they know and sending people my way. And that's why I love doing what I do. I love that relationship. I love that connection. So if you are a customer, if you've ever bought a car from me, just know you have always made an imprint on my heart. I sometimes forget names, but I definitely remember everyone that I've sold the car to. And I can definitely verify so many customers that have come up to me and told me how much I have meant to them in their car buying process or in their journey in the past. And they still remember me to this day. And it's really, really cool. So I thank you all for being there and being supportive, and especially letting me know how much I meant to you. Even 10 years ago when I started in the business, 2016 is when I started. It's 2025 now, so it's going on to 10 years. 10 years ago, I sold a woman a car, and I just saw her like last week. And she didn't know I was working there. I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, hey. And she's like, I forgot her name. I knew it started with an M, but I didn't know I couldn't remember anything else. She hugged me and was so excited to see me and looked at my coworker, and she's like, I'm not trying to be rude, but I want to hang out with Neesha. And it wasn't that. She said, this is what caught me off guard too, because I always knew she had a really good experience, but she said, I want to hang out with Neesha. And that meant freaking so much to me. And my coworker, thank gosh, it was my best friend at work, but he said, oh yeah, I'm not going to stop that there. And he saw her eyes light up, and he told me, when I saw her eyes light up and see you, and she told me her testimony, which I'll use that for another podcast. I don't want to spoil the story. But when she told him her testimony of buying that car from me, I'm telling you guys, like, I held back so many tears because it just meant so much to me. I'm such an emotional person, by the way. And like that, you can't take that away from anyone else. And you know what's even crazier is that I talked about her 2 days before I saw her to my boyfriend. And I was telling him, because my boyfriend also sells cars, and we always bounce back things. And if he asks anyone, I am definitely a better car salesman, just letting you know. 100%. I run circles around him. But if he says anything, it's different. But he's also a spoon baby because of his best friend. But we won't get into that right now. That's for another podcast. But I was telling him how cool that was, and how that day, when that story, when I get to it, changed the way that I sold vehicles, the way I saw people. She is part of the reason why I tried so hard and I felt like I was failing, but she was the reason why I did things harder, and she doesn't even know it. And I've never told her, and hopefully I'm going to be selling her a car here soon. But she doesn't even know that she made as big of an impact in my life as much as I made in hers. And when she told her story to my friend, like, she doesn't even realize that I remember that day just the way she remembers it. And I remember the way that all went down the whole week in the process of us looking for a car for her, and how special that meant to me, and how much it gave me motivation to keep on doing what I was doing, because I did make a difference. I was making a difference, and I'm still making a difference. And so I love that. I love that. So, my why, here it is. I want to make a difference every day. And I want you to know, as a guest, you're very important to me and important to other salespeople too. So don't, like, there's going to be your guys that just like want you in and out. And then there's going to be people that care and want you forever. And I'm one of those people. Like, I want you forever. I don't want you going nowhere. I don't want you talking to nobody else. I am your girl. And if you have to go somewhere, it better be for the best car of your life. It better be the car that you want to become best friends with, and that you see your butt being very happy that you're sitting in every day, and you're happy to go broke for it, because that's the only way I'm going to let go of you going to buy a car somewhere else. But I better know the salesperson too. And I'm going to suggest other dealerships, because I have made friends at other places, that you try them out first before you go anywhere else. So there it is. But to go back on to making sure you keep your mentality right and going through your experiences. So I've had a lot of anger lately about, just everything's changed in the automotive industry as well. Like, tariffs really have an effect of what happened this year, especially with the brand I was selling. They announced it really early, so it was just really tough. And it's really crazy. You would think like, oh, every dealership is selling cars. Every dealership is a very political. So not the dealership itself, but the brand, excuse me. So the brand is very political. So the customer base that you get on every brand, because every brand is a niche for certain people. Like, certain people won't buy a certain brand because of the way they advertise. It's just the way it is. I don't understand it, but it is. And it's okay. I love it, because, you get a certain customer base that follows, and you have to understand that. So you have to become accustomed to what you're selling. But the great news about me is that I come accustomed to selling the same way wherever I go. So it's nice for me to be that person every time, day in, day out, for anyone to walk onto the lot for me, because I can adapt and I conquer, and I make sure that I'm still the same person. Like, how you're seeing me on this podcast is how you're seeing me outside of work too, and inside of work. Like, I am this person all the time. I might be a little cray cray, so be aware before you approach, depending on what mood I'm in. But just know that I am this happy-go-lucky person all the time. So what I wanted to also touch base on going into this as well is that I know that there is sometimes, as salespeople, we have like a lot of confusion. Oh, what I was bringing up. See, this is why I wanted to do this raw, because I want you guys to see how I am. Like I said, I've been like very angry. I've been angry with my situation. I've been angry with a lot of things that have happened to me this year. A lot has happened to me. Like, I'm not going to go into full on detail and expose my entire life, but I definitely have gone through a lot this year, and it's been tough. And so I told myself, instead of getting angry, instead of pouting and not taking care of myself and not taking care of my house, or going to work and bringing that energy to work, I'm going to take all this anger and this aggression and I'm going to put a cross over my heart, and I'm going to exercise the demons that's within me, and I'm going to use them to be smarter, work harder, and protect myself. And this is me doing this for myself. So even if I don't become famous, which, everyone wishes that you will, but even if I don't, I just want you to know, like, I'm doing this for myself. I love that I'm doing this for myself, and this is helping me because I always feel like whatever I say just never gets anywhere. Like, I have so many great ideas, and I want to use them, and I want to push them out there, but I always get shut down. I always get told no. And I'm just like, well, you know, I'm smart. I know I'm smart. I'm a very intelligent person. I read a lot of books about this industry because I want to know my shit. If you know your shit, no one else can tell you that you're wrong. So when I was going into this and being brave to do this, I told myself, I'm going to use that shit that I know and I'm going to use it and I'm going to tell people about it and I'm going to allow myself to expand on my knowledge and present that to other people as well as sales representatives and guests because I believe that sales representatives are not the only people that freaking matter in the transaction. It's the guests that matter. So I'm telling you, as a guest, if you do not get good treatment and you feel like you're walking into a dealership where the salesperson is not listening to you, grab your shit and get the hell out of there. Or if you don't want to tell them that you don't want to work with them anymore and ask for a different person, and if you feel like it's going to be that same energy, grab your shit and get the hell out of there because you deserve a lot better. You deserve a ton better. And I know as salespeople, you're like, oh, why would you say that? Well, come on. You want to be treated with respect. Why can't these people be treated with respect? You're taking their money. You're making sure that they're getting a car. You're getting paid on it. It might not be a lot sometimes, but you're definitely going to be making a paycheck at least. And these people deserve to be treated well. Yeah, we're going to always have the people that come in and treat us like poorly right off the bat. But there's always a way to determine on how well that's going to go. If you know as a salesperson that you're not vibing with that person or that person is just being absolutely outrageously rude, grab your shit and get the hell out of there. So it goes both ways. Um, so I definitely want to tell you like where my mindset is and my aggression and where my heart lies because I definitely want to let you know I lead with my heart, I lead with my mind and my heart, but most of the time I'm leading with my heart. And I get very emotional sometimes. I've cried with customers. I have gotten really personal with them. I tell everyone I'm like therapy on wheels. Like when we go on that test drive, people just want to talk to me. And I'm trying to be quiet sometimes because sometimes I'm like, oh man, you're like my sixth person today or my fourth person or first thing in the morning, girl, like I'm tired. I just am sipping my second cup of coffee, trying to wake up. And then I'm on this test drive, and then now I'm listening to everything. Now you got me all pumped up. Let me give you my input. Screw that person, or good for you, queen, or the guy that tells me about everything that he's going through. I'm like, what? I'm like, you serious? And then we're going back into the dealership. We don't even know that we're buying a car right now because I'm sitting here talking to you and I became your therapist at this moment, motivational speaking to you, telling you don't need that. And that's seriously what happens to me. And you guys, I'm sure when you look at this, you're gonna laugh because it's seriously what happens to me. And I have proof. My boyfriend can tell you he has seen it. We have sold a car together where a couple literally, I was their therapist and talked to me about everything. And he sells cars and he doesn't get that. He tells me he's never really gets customers to tell them about their entire life or want to open up like that. And it's so weird for him when he sees that interaction with me because he's like, wow, these people just open up. And I'm like, yeah, they just tell me their whole life. And it's just great. It's great. So, um, I I just love this. I just love my lifestyle. I love selling cars, and if you're in the car industry just to make a paycheck, then you need to pack your shit up and get the hell out of there. For real. So, not saying that for real, but come on, bish. You understand what we're in there for. We're here to laugh and smile and be wild and have some fun. So, so going into, I can talk all day. I mean, I literally can have a conversation on my own and laugh at my own jokes. So just be prepared, seeing how crazy I am and all the stuff that I say that are knee slappers, and you'll definitely get that catchphrase, and it's gonna be awesome. um, so I am really excited to be hosting this and really having everyone pick my mind and my ideas and learning how to edit better and make this content better. And if anyone has any ideas, let me know. This is just like the first episode, introduction. I didn't want to make it too long because, I have so many ideas and so many good content that I want to talk about. And I don't want to spoil it right now because I feel like every idea I have has to be divulged into separate episodes. So I'm really, really excited. I am super excited for this. And this is me being vulnerable, guys, and being weird and being myself, and I'm okay with it. And I love this for myself, and I love all the support that I've gotten. And I really hope you guys enjoy this because, I enjoy myself at the end of the day, and I think I'm pretty funny. So if I become a stand-up comedian, I did tell my boyfriend last night, if I become a stand-up comedian because of this, I appreciate all the laughs that I have on my own. So if you don't find something funny, please don't let me know. Don't let me know because I'm already laughing by myself. So, like I said, thank you everyone for your time. And if you enjoy this first episode, follow me, listen for more content because it's definitely happening. It's coming your way. This bitch is about to buckle up and drive you to Boss on the Lot. So, your girl Neesha, like and follow, let me know. Have a good day, guys.